What's up, music fans of the internet? Welcome back to last week's album. We're talking about good music. I am Derek.
And I'm Kevin.
And this week we are talking about Firework by New God. But before we go any further, we're going to start things off like we always do. Cheers, Kevin.
Cheers, Derek, and everyone watching at home.
All right, so Firework by New God. New God is a Baltimore-based band led by brothers Kenny and Curt Tompkins. Firework is their second full-length release. It's in 8 songs, so I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to call it full-length for the time being. Their debut long play was Motor Car back in 2012. And something interesting about the recording of this album, they were recording in one location, but due to a skunk infestation, they had to seek another recording studio. And while at that other studio, they're kind of checking out the new lay of the land, found an abandoned racquetball court with great acoustics, so they started practicing these harmonized vocals. There was a soccer field nearby, so they'd write songs under the stars and practice this racquetball court. So some of that kind of comes through here on their album Firework. So Kevin, why don't we go to Sounds Like? What do you think Firework sounds like?
Derek, I thought this album sounds like Beck and the Beach Boys spend a summer weekend on an underwater island. What do you think it sounds like, Derek?
Kevin, I think that it sounds like Beach Boys meets MGMT meets On and On. And who the hell let Kanye produce? Kanye, what are you doing back there? Come on. Stick with us. You'll find out what we're talking about. All right, so key tracks. Kevin, what did you have?
Derek, I chose Summer Girl and I Know Something About You. What did you pick?
Good tracks. I had Firework and More. And Firework, the title track, is also the opening track, so I'll start there. It opens with slow, deliberate, booming, glitzy synth blasts against warm, harmonized vocals. So just think about that for a second. And then it kind of transitions into the second type of phrase where the synth blasts die out and there's just softly strummed acoustic guitar. More warm, layered vocals, and towards the end, these two different, seemingly completely polar opposite type themes start coming together into this just warm haze of psychedelic sounds. The lyrics are kind of stream of conscious, and that kind of lends itself to just kind of free-flowing nature of the song. But overall, it's just really captured by these two contrasting sounds, held together by these just warm vocal harmonies. Just a lot of different things coming together here.
Yeah, also, you should definitely check out the music video for that song. It's a lot like what Derek just said, except in video form, which is really cool. My first key track, I'm going with Summer Girl, which has these really bouncy sort of reverb guitars, some popping snare drums, these wailing backing vocals, sort of Beckish lead vocal stylings. This subject matter is about what you expect, fleeting summer love, but sort of just the right amount of mystery and tension to keep the song interesting, and ultimately creates this sort of jittery pop vibe that's very simple, but very catchy, and a little trippy toward the end, which is nice. Derek, tell us more about your next key track.
Kevin, let me tell you more about More. Thank you for that segue. I guess to start off with, this one's a little lyrically light, but compensated for sonically. It opens up with this drum machine beat, these dark, buzzing synths, until these other ambient sounds and electronic flourishes really accompany the vocal line, which is comprised of just these really drawn-out legato phrases drenched in icy auto-tune. So I thought it really created the vibe of this post-apocalyptic day at the beach. more or less, just kind of cruising down the abandoned highway, if you will. It was a really different sound, I thought, overall, but it didn't sound out of place in the album here, so it was just kind of a little hidden gem for me. Kevin, what was your last key track?
Derek, my last key track is I Know Something About You. And it has these really ringing guitars, this plodding percussion, these piercing keys, lilting bass line that really drives the whole song. And there's this dreamy, super chill chorus, and a really great line, I tried to keep the stars shining in your eyes. To me, it sounds like the slightly brighter, happier Snow Patrol in a really good way. So, yeah.
I dig it. All right, so best lyric. Kevin, what did you have?
I'm going with a line from the song Dumb, and it goes, I fell in love on the soccer field, I know it's dumb. And to me, it kind of sounds like a throwaway line, but it's actually quite thoughtful in the context of the larger album, and it encapsulates this sort of self-aware, youthful reflection, that runs deep through this full-length album, as you said earlier, Derek.
Kevin, I agree, and actually, my best lyric really follows a lot of the same lines as far as capturing these images of youth and reflecting on that. This one comes from the title track, Firework. You had a friend, she had a swimming pool, half of my head, dead in the chemicals, we had a swim, crash splash with the angels, sweet chemicals staining the water. Just a lot of images here, and also kind of, I don't know, it's taking the image of a swimming pool, that everyone's been in 100 times, and they're making it sound great on one hand, but then with all these, the vivid images of these chemicals, kind of paints in a very negative image at the same time, so I just kind of liked what they did here. It really kind of fits in line with the overall song and music video, as Kevin alluded to earlier. So that brings us to overall rating. Kevin, what did you think of Firework, the full-length album?
Eric, I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. I thought they have a great sound. It's a bit derivative at times, but you can't fault their taste in the Beach Boys and Beck. It feels more like an EP, to your point of, is it a full length? They describe it as an album in the press releases that I've read. But both, not just in length, but also in composition, it sort of feels like an EP. They're still sort of figuring out their sound, which is not a bad thing. I'm excited to hear a more fully sort of realized album in the future, and they also get bonus points for an awesome album design. I really like this cover. It might be my favorite of the year. We might need to do a new segment, Derek, Best Album Covers. We'll see down the road. But what are you giving this one?
Kevin, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I think the overall takeaway I had here was I'm looking forward to more from them for a lot of the same reasons you said. It did sound a little, maybe a little experimental at times, but overall I thought they did a great job, finding these really pleasing pop melodies, be it vocal or instrumental, and kind of weaving them in and out in different contexts in one song, if you will. They really kind of covered a lot of different ground, as I kind of mentioned there, on more that really kind of stuck out as being different. But at the same time, I don't think it was bad at all. I thought it was really, they kind of achieved kind of a real cool sound, and I'm not saying that because I described the vocals as being done in icy auto-tune earlier. It was cool. So there you have it, a 7 in the aggregate from us out of 10. So go check it out. If not, put them on your radar and go check out their next album, because I'm sure it's going to be even better than this. So there you have it. Thanks again for joining us at last week's album. Don't forget to subscribe to us on our various social media outlets, and join us again next week where we're going to be talking about good music. Until then, I'm Derek.
And I'm Kevin.
Cheers, guys.